It's a pop culture professor, your impresario of entertainment, Jacksino Valentino, Bowtie Bandit, chief curator of Cool Here, presenting you the Sinners movie review. Now, I had to review this film because not only does it come from the mind of Ryan Coogler, genius, who's done your favorite films, Creed, Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I can go on and on and on. But with this film, he's calls it his most personal film, and I totally agree. It has his fingerprints all over it. This is original idea, which is very hallowed and very respected in today's world of everything being IT, from toys to books to short stories to fairy tales we've heard all our lives. It's very interesting. It's very cool. But diving right into it, one of the themes of the film is, keeping it real enough to say, hey, we don't have to invite anybody into our sanctuary, whether it's blues, whether it's black culture, whether it's what we create, without making sure that they're coming in with good faith. That's what's the overarching theme of the film, is that, you know how do I articulate this? You you build these things, you build this culture that is so bright and has this wattage and has this power and has this strength and has this magnetism, which draws you in. But at the same time, with that, with the light comes the dark. And it comes the nefarious characters that want in on what you authentically have. One of the quotes from the films is, "We want your songs and we want your stories." And then what was left out was not in the film, but what alluded to is, "We want your songs, we want your stories, but we don't want you. We want to pilfer, we want to take what's our own, we want to grab what's our own. Grab what is yours and make it our own, and implement it into what we do, and remix it and bastardize it in a way that it's honestly not yours anymore. It's put into a point where a blender where your culture is incredibly gentrified and repurposed to you as your own culture, when it's not. It's just a cantankerous Frankenstein version of what you originally intended for the art to be. I'm not gonna give it away, but there's a scene at the end of the movie, and it alludes to that. It alludes to the fact that, hey, we could give you that life of immortality, but you know we just don't get down like that. We're not soulless like that. So this movie is a 9 out of 10. Probably will become a 10 out of 10. Because there's so many themes and so many levels to it. A casual viewer can enjoy it. The person who is an avid Ryan Coogler fan, just like myself, can enjoy it. And Chief Curator of Cool just gives it to you. Professor of pop culture doesn't deny you the facts of this film, that it's incredible. It's amazing. One of the critiques of the film is that I feel like the mythology could have been laid out a little bit more of the film. But once again, it might be a film of 3 films. It might be a film of 2 films. So we have to let it breathe and let's see what's Ryan Coogler, what he's gonna do next. Let him cook, as they say. Can they fast track the Sinner sequel for 2027 and the 2020? The reason why it's historic is because, in order to build a movie library as a MGM Studios, as a Disney, as a Paramount, they have those original films, or films based off of IP, and they retain those rights so they can remake them, re-release them, make more profit off of them. So in order for Ryan Coogler to get this 25 years, he could build his own library based off of what Sinners can make after 25 years. So that's just fascinating and interesting, and it's really great for a black director and any director to get that. Quentin Tarantino has negotiated a deal like that, so it's very interesting. So it's so interesting how even my introduction of the film and the buzz around it surrounding that was my entry point to what this film was on the business side, and has how it's very meta what it means to do on the the macro level as far as what it means. So as a pop culture professor, the professor of pop culture, I need you guys to really realize how incredible this film is on different levels. Do you let interlopers into a house that you've built, that you've put your hard work in? Traditionally, you say no. But what if something gets tainted and something from the outside comes within and kind of eats away at what you've built? That's one of the many themes of Sinners that we're going to explore, and this is just part one of the deep dive. But thank you for coming along with me on this journey, looking at pop culture and the culture through an intellectual and analytical lens. It's your professor of pop culture, Evan Jackson, signing off. And let me know what you think of Sinners. Let me know what you guys honestly think. Respond to the comments, follow Young, Bold, and Regal, subscribe to Young, Bold, and Regal, and just know, Professor of Pop Culture is here to break it down for you.